and I know what scares defensive coordinators. Marcel Reed scares defensive coordinators.
Hey everyone, and welcome into the TexAgs Rewind presented by Specs in the Rollo Insurance Studio. I got Addie with me who wants to be a broadcaster, a reporter. How you doing, Addie?
I'm good. How are you?
Where are you from?
I am from Dallas, Texas.
Okay, and you are here visiting campus and trying to learn a little bit about being a broadcaster?
Yes, sir.
Did you learn anything yet?
I have learned to be a good reporter that you need to be able to listen to who you are talking to.
That's what's up.
Yes, yes. That's the best thing
great.
I've learned today.
That's the great answer. What's your favorite part of the show today?
Seeing it live.
Yeah, wasn't that cool?
It's so cool.
I tell you, that host, he's really charming. I'm a big fan of him. What's your favorite part of the show, Caitlin?
I'm going to go Jason Howell. I thought he was really, really good today.
Really, really good, as opposed to usual, right? No, I'm kidding.
We don't see him as much, but I thought
he was great.
It was awesome.
Jason's always great. Cade, your favorite part?
I'll give my some love to my guy, Max Wright. He was fantastic as usual.
Max Wright was awesome. John Harris was amazing. Olin Buchanan, he was okay, right? Olin was, no, we love Olin. That and more, it's the Rewind. Check it.
Speaking of Texas A&M, next one on my list is Texas A&M at South Carolina. Why not? A&M's getting a whole lot of national attention for that come-from-behind victory over LSU. They're ranked now in the top 10. And South Carolina, though unranked, they've played Alabama within 2 points. They played LSU within 3. Almost went to overtime. They were kicking a field goal to try to force overtime. Right. They're at home, so it's going to be a tough game. So, even if you weren't an Aggie fan and you just was a college football fan looking for a good game, I would think you would look at that one.
Yep.
How about this one?
I'm interested in this one.
And this is one of your things. How did this, a month ago, you never would have even seen this coming. Number 18, Pittsburgh at number 20, SMU. And that great ACC clash of longtime rivals.
Yeah.
They played twice. SMU's beat them both times in bowl games, including the Cotton Bowl one year, about 82.
I was going to say it had to be the 80s.
Yeah, 82. Anyway, Pitt is 7-0.
Yeah.
SMU is 7-1. They're both undefeated.
Do they both play Clemson and Miami? Do we know?
I don't think so. They might play. I'd have to look that up.
I'm looking it up as we speak.
But they're both trying to get into
Pitt will play Clemson. They do not play Miami. Okay.
Okay.
And then SMU, I will tell you what they're going to do. They have, obviously, Pitt this weekend. They do not take on Clemson or Miami.
So if SMU can win this game, there's a really good chance.
You want to know the rest of their schedule?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Boston College.
I'd take
Fighting
SMU.
Bill O'Brien's.
Yeah.
Virginia.
I'd take SMU.
Cal.
I'd definitely take SMU.
Wow.
Big game for SMU.
For SMU. What's the last one?
No, I got two more.
Oh, that's right.
Florida versus number 2, Georgia. Again, not a great matchup in terms of rankings, but it's the world's largest outdoor cocktail party.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to say cocktail anymore, but I do.
Why are you not supposed to say that?
Because, to be politically correct, they don't want people drinking, and even though they're going to be drinking, they're not trying to glorify it. But look, hey, it's a rivalry game.
Yep.
If for no other reason, two programs that detest each other, we can relate. So
we hate everybody.
Especially one in particular. And by the way, yeah, Georgia's ranked number 2, but they've been vulnerable in some games. And yes, Florida is unranked, but Florida's been playing some really good football lately. Remember, they had a great chance to beat Tennessee, probably should have, and let them get off the hook. So that game might be better than you think.
Well, I was the one a few weeks ago that was, and this, I was like, I know Marcel didn't throw the ball exceptionally well in whatever that last game was, I think before Missouri, but I just know how defensive coordinators think, and I know what scares defensive coordinators. Marcel Reed scares defensive coordinators. And that, I think, is really what came to the forefront the other night. I mean, it looked like LSU had no clue. Who is this guy? Like, they were clueless, seemingly. And I know they couldn't have been. I mean, I know they had to prepare for Marcel Reed. I mean, Connor Wigman, gets hurt in the first play. You're playing him the rest of the game. They had to be aware, but it looked like they weren't. And then on top of that, I felt like A&M's execution was just that much better. And you have to ask yourself, and I'm going to draw parallels here, kind of. On Sunday afternoon here at Energy Stadium, I watched Anthony Richardson step all over himself. And I know there have been some guys saying, well, it wasn't that bad. He had a lot of drops. No. It was bad. Yeah, he did have a few drops. But Anthony Richardson was supposed to be the future of the Colts. Joe Flacco was just this guy that if we needed him, we could go to him. But Joe Flacco gave them a better chance to win that game. But the Colts never went that direction. Well, we've got to get Anthony Richardson ready. We drafted him number 4 overall. Like, we put our eggs in that basket. We got to do this. We got to do it. And Mike Elko and Colin Klein said, we got to win. And right now, Connor's really not giving us the best chance to win. We got to pull the trigger and go to Marcel Reed. And it worked about as well as it possibly could have. And I think that's what's not mystifying. The mystifying part is LSU look at him like, who's that guy? But it also, I looked at the Colts and I thought, I think Flacco's a better fit for what they have right now. I feel like maybe right now Marcel is that guy for A&M.
What do you think? Do you think they trot Connor back out there, or because of that defensive line, Marcel gives you a better chance?
I think that South Carolina's defensive line is a solid unit. I think they're really athletic. They're fast. They're going to create problems in the pass game, and they're going to create some chaos for Connor whenever he's standing back there. I do think that bringing in Marcel does mix up things and make it hard for them to where they can't just get into their pass rush lanes and try and take off and beat our tackles. So I expect it to actually be a game time decision this week. I know that in the past we've heard that, and it kind of seemed predetermined at some points. But Coach Elko is going to evaluate everything during this week and really put the guy out there who he thinks is going to be best for us to go win the game. But I do know one thing, that whichever guy goes out there first, is the next guy is going to be totally ready and available to come in at any point. I think that was one of the more exciting things from this weekend was how Coach Elko was fearless to doing something that we maybe wouldn't have seen done in the past, to pull your quarterback whenever, hey, you know what, he's just not finding a rhythm. LSU's game plan is really good for him. And to have the guts to put in Marcel at that point and to take some of the shots that he did, I fully trust Coach Elko to make the right decision this weekend, and to, if it needs to be changed, to change it at the right time.
So what do you think about this position that A&M is in, the one that you saw in 2020? And they got to finish it to get to that level. But, this particular season, different than 2020, they do completely control their destiny.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you got 4 games left to give yourself a chance to be in the college football playoff. I mean, and I think not just in it, but in a really good position to be in. You got 4 games left to be competing for the SEC championship, which we haven't done. So, I mean, I think that this week is a game that, in my opinion, is more dangerous to me than, how last week's was. I know LSU is a great team, but man, you look at South Carolina, they should be 6-1. I mean, they really should have won 2 games. They should have beaten LSU. If Sellers doesn't get hurt in that game, they probably end up beating LSU.
Let's go a little deeper on Jordan Carter as well, the edge who, is he a guy that just going to fit in so nicely with what we've seen at A&M with different coaches, but especially with Coach Elko?
Yeah. And, he's more of an edge guy. He's a stand-up outside linebacker, kind of in that Ryland Kennedy, Cassius Howell mold there, but he brings a little bit more size right now. But that twitch is right there. You see he's always in the backfield. He's incredibly disruptive. And again, a multi-year starter at Douglas County there in Georgia, one of the top programs in the state of Georgia. And he is you see he brings that violence, that twitch, and he can get out there in the flats. He does it all, and brings an edge off the edge, if you will.
Talking to Jason Howell here on TexAgs Live, presented by David Gardner's Jewelers, Rollo Insurance Studio. And just a little bit more on Samu, and multiple Samus on this roster at some point we should see. Just talk a little bit about Samu.
Yeah, he also at 6'4", 225, he brings a lot of similar things. He can be an edge guy as well, but he also shows a lot as an interior off the ball linebacker as well. You see him moving around, making plays in space, dropping into coverage. You see him coming in on a rush. You know, he can to me he kind of reminds a little bit of Noah McHale, where he brings that size and he brings that ability to read and react. He just sees the field super well from that second level as well as off the edge, and brings a multi-dimensional player to your defensive side of the ball.
All right, Addie. Here's the second question for you.
All right.
Tell the people what to do. It's not even a question. It's a demand.
What to do?
Yeah, tell them what to do.
Oh. Wait,
you know
I
it.
forgot what you said. Oh. Okay. What did you say at first?
What should people do when they watch
subscribe,
a boom, boom, and
follow.
Bam.
On
See?
Instagram.
You know what to do.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.